o'clock. Mayor Elkton will not be here, and if you will, at this time, sir, we're glad you're here, and let us have the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. May I at this time have a motion for the approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion carried. Financial report, may I have a motion for that as well?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Any further? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Motion is carried. And as we proceed to the agenda, our next item is employee of the quarter presentation.
So we have
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm ahead of myself. Budget amendments, please excuse me. Please.
Okay, budget amendment number 2016-008 is for fiscal year 2016. It is basically just shifting the funding for vehicles purchased during the fiscal year from borrowing to out of the current year revenues. The total amount is $406,533.
Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept budget amendment 2016-008.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any further discussion from anyone? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried. And at this time, we have the budget amendment. I'm sorry.
Now we have the employee.
Oh, man. Boy, Lord, that's you.
Yes, Joseph Charles Stanley, I think he's right back there, the member of our since August 6, 2007. He was nominated and selected as our employee of the quarter for the second quarter of 2016. Mr. Stanley is recognized for his quick and decisive action on May 23rd to extinguish a car fire in the parking lot of the PNC Bank. His action prevented further damage to the PNC Bank's employee's car and the potential escalation of a fire that could have resulted in more serious consequences for the bank's property and for firefighters who responded to the scene. Fortunately, Mr. Stanley had the fire out before they got there, so he kind of cheated the fire companies anyway. Mr. Stanley was further recognized and applauded for his voluntary participation in fundraising efforts for the Down Syndrome Association of Delaware. He participated in the 2016 Buddy Walk at the University of Delaware on May 15th and raised $425. The Buddy Walk is a 1-mile walk to promote understanding, inclusion, and acceptance of people with Down syndrome. Mr. Stanley has participated in this program for 6 years, I believe. Mr. Stanley is not only a valued employee of the town, but has demonstrated outstanding accomplishments and has exemplified exceptional public service, organizational pride, and dedication to the promotion of the community by contributing above and beyond the scope of his regular duties, responsibilities, and requirements. We extend our appreciation to Mr. Stanley and hereby recognize him as our employee of the quarter for the second quarter of 2016. Thank you, Mr. Stanley.
Before we call Mr. Stanley up, are there any comments or recognition from the board for an outstanding job that he has done?
I would like to say we're very fortunate to have Joe Stanley here as one of our staff members of Public Works. He's always doing his job with a smile on his face, good to the community. He participates in events throughout the community as well, so congratulations, Joe.
Thank you.
I also recognize him as one of the outstanding employees, not just of the quarter, but ever since I've been on board, I've always noticed him to be one of the top, I want to say, top hands in our department. And like Commissioner Mary Jo said, that he's always doing it with a smile. I know sometimes it hurts. But, so I say congratulations.
And I, to echo the sentiments of the previous two, and I do remember the incident, and matter of fact, I watched, and you know, you may not consider yourself a hero, but you just a man doing a good job, and you will be thankful for that.
Thank you.
I am actually very impressed by hearing all the extra activities that you participate in. That's very commendable. And I actually look forward to getting to know you more.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And it's time, Joe, would you please come up here and the board to recognize you at the bottom? This is yours, sir. Congratulations. I'll just hold it out while Lord takes it.
Well, let's get scattered out here, everybody.
We're gonna surround it.
This kid, move over. This kid, move over.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Doesn't matter.
Uno, dos, tres. Gotcha. One more.
Okay, one more. Hey,
Well,
Bill, one more.
One more.
Here's this as a backup. Got it.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's always nice to do something good. At this time, we will have a petition for annexation.
Mr. Tony. Good evening. Representing Acorn for.
Acorn is the owner, I'm
Right.
really representing the proposed developer and purchaser, Seafoam Development Corporation. Eric Jacobs from that company's back there. Lee House from Acorn is also back there. This is a proposal we're presenting to you, I think you all have it in your packet, I hope.
You probably want to sit over there, Mr. Comey, so we can get you on camera.
Gonna change it up.
Whoever's gonna be their representative.
Eric, you want to come up here in case there's any questions? This petition is for map 360.
I'm sorry, you want to identify yourself for the record, please?
This is Dwight Tobin.
I know who you are.
I'm here with Eric Jacob of Seafoam Associates LLC, the proposed purchaser and developer of the parcel. This is a petition for map 316, parcel 728. Is the parcel next to the Rite Aid store. It's currently operated as a used tire outlet. That obviously will be replaced. We have here, and I can give to all of you, sort of a before and after rendering. What we're talking about, at the top is the before, at the bottom is the after. What you're looking at, so they get to do the proposed.
Thanks.
The property is currently zoned BG in the county. We would propose to be highway commercial in the town, so it could use, it would house offices and retail outlets, perhaps restaurants. That's what they're looking for. The owner recognizes that the current use would have to be removed or made, changed so that it complies with your code once annexation takes place. There's a tenant in there now, but Mr. Younts indicates that there's a relatively short termination notice that he'd have to give the tenant. I did try to stop in and see Chip today to see if the tire sales business would still be able to operate, if it just operated within the building and removed everything outside of the building. And obviously, unfortunately, he's on vacation, so I couldn't find that out. But both the proposed purchaser and the current owner understand that once the property is annexed into town, whatever needs to be done to make sure that the property is compliant with your regulations would occur. And frankly, the plan is to have a relatively quick turnaround of ownership once the annexation is approved and start right in on the process to obtain site plan approval for the development of the site. The plan would be to use, obviously, municipal water and sewer as part of the development. And then we'll also have to deal with whatever the State Highway Administration requests that we do, which I'm sure will be something they will have something they want done. True. So tonight we're just presenting it. We'd like very much, and I know I'll have to talk to the Mr. George and his staff and Gene Minner and go forward with, when you all indicate you're ready to go with a resolution and a proposed and a public hearing process. At that time, we can provide additional information as needed. I don't know if any of you have any questions. It's a fairly straightforward proposal. It certainly makes sense that this property would be developed within the town of Elkton. I think everything up to Rite Aid basically is in town already. Any questions?
Is this an island? I mean, is this an
No.
island?
No, it's adjacent. to
No, I
property.
know, it's adjacent, but just one side or both sides?
It's adjacent on the west side,
Just the,
and it's also obviously adjacent if you go across the street.
Across
The
the
only
street.
thing that's not in town is the Rite Aid building. So you would just be creeping the boundary out as you've been going through the years, another step out.
I believe the residential area south is also out of town.
Right. But that's kind of true all the way up and down Route 40. Once you get past the one subdivision, once you get to what was the old Walmart stores, now the medical building, everything behind those properties along Route 40 is not in town, as I recall. Isn't that right?
There's more that's in town, but the area
The
south.
residential
is
area has
south.
been there for a long time, yeah.
Right.
Have you specified the tenant that's going in there? I see the word tenant on there. I mean,
I think you anticipate, Eric, you can.
Right, we anticipate
you can pull that microphone towards you.
Jacob with Siegel Group. We're a commercial developer based out of Baltimore, active in primarily the tri-state. That's all we do is shopping center development. We have LOIs out to some tenants. National tenants is all we represent, so the shopping center would probably wind up to be 3 tenants. I can't disclose who they are yet, since we're negotiating. One is at least 2 at LOI, but you know, we don't do any local tenants. All we represent is national companies that make an entrance into the market.
I was just wondering, because we as board blindsided a couple of times with certain tenants coming in someplace. By the time we vote on something, we get hit with something else. I'm just asking specifically what was being put in there, but you can't disclose the name as of right now.
It looks like there's definitely going to be a fast casual restaurant there. We're in discussions with a coffee user and maybe a medical use. But, you know, we don't have those answers yet that I can discuss. Once the lease is signed, I will bring it to your attention. But usually in this process, leases never get done before, the process is very well contingent on the approval.
As we allude to this, and you say there are 3 tenants possibly coming, Lawyer Tommy, you mentioned the fact that you met with somebody or tried to meet with somebody from here to see about the tires. What were you talking about that?
Currently, the building is used by a entity that sells and mounts used tires
Yes.
on cars. Some of that operation, as it is now constituted, wouldn't comply with your code.
Right.
The tires will sit out on the parking lot and a couple of the trailers. So one of the things I was emphasizing to you is both the current owner as well as the new owner understand that, and understand that upon annexation, the property will have to comply with your code. So if the tire guy is going to be there for any period of time after you approve annexation, he's going to have to comply with whatever your regulations would be. And what I was asking Chip, I didn't know. I suspect that as long as they operate inside the building, they're probably okay. I don't think it's illegal to sell tires in Elkton, in the highway commercial district. You certainly can't have them sitting out outside the building like you have it now. You certainly can't have the trailers in there. So the current owner understands that, and the purchaser understands that.
Right, you have a question?
Yes. Can you tell me how many square feet are in this building?
In the proposed building, yeah.
About 10 to.
That's 10,200. 10,600.
10,000 square?
10,600 square feet.
So is the main purpose or need to be within the town, just water and sewer?
That's typically what drives a lot of developers into the town, is needing the public water and sewer. It's kind of nice to have the local police presence also there, and the trash and everything that you kind of do with the town. It makes sense when you're in kind of the municipal area to do within the town, but certainly the water and sewer is one of the main drivers why.
In order to
typically
comply
come
with
to
the
town.
development, you would need more access to water, so I would imagine.
Yes,
Than what's
certainly a
already-
good bit more than what's used there now.
Okay. I mean, trash will stay commercial.
Yeah, it is.
Certainly wouldn't be by us.
No, but I don't know whether you, I know a lot of times the commercial people will go ahead and use the town hall or under a contract. I don't know if you have that arrangement here or not. You just, everybody gets their own.
Yeah, I bet so.
That's
I'm
fine.
just wondering what was driving the annexation.
Yeah, typically, the main, there's two main drivers that typically drive annexation. One would be is if you need to get a zoning classification that you don't have out in the county. We don't have that issue here. It would be the same kind of zoning classification as in the county. And the other would be is if you need water and sewer. That's typically the two main drivers. So,
Okay, well, it's gonna go before the planning commission. Is it already on the agenda?
Not yet.
Oh, well, I guess.
we present it to you, and then you get it
Yeah,
on the
sorry.
agenda. And of course, there's a lot, we start here, we get through the annexation, then we have the whole site plan approval process that will go to the planning commission also. So,
Okay.
we'll address a number of issues through that process, obviously.
Gentlemen, at this point, is there anything that you need to add or let us know, or let them know, since you are the expertise in this for the town of Elkton?
No, I've already begun preparing and have a draft annexation plan, so that once we're ready to put this in the paper, I'm ready to send it out to the state and county for comment.
So, Shelley, what's your pleasure at this point?
I think the board should accept the petition for annexation.
Also,
No, I'll second it.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, motion is carried at this point.
Thank
Thank you, sir.
I'll get in touch with you, get stuff scheduled.
Now we will hear from the town administrator.
Yes, the resolution R8, 2016. This resolution amends the schedule of fees pertaining to the building and permit inspection charges, adding only two fees for residential solar, $21, and for commercial solar, $100. These are consistent with the county. They're for building permits for solar installations. I would ask that the board grant the amendment to the schedule of fees to include $21 for residential solar installation and $100 for commercial solar installation.
So is anyone,
also moved.
second?
Second?
Properly moved in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
That's all I have.
I'll start with the commissioner's report. First of all, I'm going to ask Chief Donnelly if he would speak for me. Recently, we had, and that particular Sunday, there was a rally that started from Meadow Park. It proceeded up Main Street. It finished right here at the jail. It was very quiet and peaceful. Probably a lot of people didn't even know what happened. But there was concern, and certainly the town of Elkton and Reverend Brown did a good job in quelling what was probably could have been explosive. So at this time, I'm asked you to speak on that.
Yeah, sure. Yes, Sunday afternoon, 5:30, we had a rally and march that started in Meadow Park West at 5:30 in the evening. It was Black Lives Matter group that wanted to rally and march. They peacefully assembled in the park and followed our request in order to march primarily on the sidewalk from the park on up here entire time was peaceful. They made a couple of stops along Main Street where they had a few folks in the group talk, and Pastor Brown and another pastor who was in the group led them in prayer at several different points also. Group ranged, I think maybe the numbers were about between 60 and 70. And again, completely peaceful. We had extra police officers on, to include a number of our own officers, Sheriff's Department, State Police. And the reason for that is because we had some threats leading up to it. You know, people get on social media, they get on Facebook, and maybe we never really attribute it to the people organizing the event as much as people just want to get on the coattails and say stuff and kind of vent frustration or maybe get things stirred up. But we don't believe any of those people showed up. We learned about this last Monday, so our plan of action was put together in a very short time. Normally for any type of event where we're going to have a park occupied or people march on the street, we know months, several months in advance. But command staff of the police department did a great job of putting it all together. Our folks went out and conducted themselves the way that I would expect them to, and that is with the utmost professionalism, courage, integrity, and they stood by as folks went by, and it was peaceful the whole time. My first phone call that I made last Monday when I learned about this was to Reverend Brown and an email off to Commissioner Gibbons, who were both instrumental in helping this thing stay peaceful. They reached out, spoke to people. I know several congregants for Rights AME also attended. So I think any notion that we're going to have some outside agitators come in, if they showed up, they were drowned out by the positiveness of all the good citizens that were down there. Quite remarkably, when the march got up to this building, the chant was very easily, very clearly heard to be all lives matter, blue lives matter, and black lives matter, which is very true. And they assembled underneath the flagpole right out here in the parking lot, which is at half staff. And it's half staff because of police officers that have been killed just about 6 hours earlier today in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Reverend Brown made note of that in his speech out there. It was very meaningful. At the conclusion, Reverend Brown sent the group into a prayer circle, and they called law enforcement into that circle, and we immediately went out there and joined in that circle, joined hands with the folks that were out there, joined in the prayer, and it was just it was a very special moment for me, because I know for a week, me along with probably everyone else in the police department, I had some sleepless nights. I was concerned. I was concerned about the safety of our officers. I was concerned about the things I'm seeing play out on television. I didn't know if some of that was going to happen here. And I wasn't so much concerned about our folks from in town. I didn't believe that they would subject the town to that kind of violence. I was worried about people coming from the outside. That didn't happen. And the fact that we were able to join hands with the group at the end was just phenomenal. And I think it speaks volumes of police department here in Elkton. I think it speaks volumes of the citizenry of Elkton and how we took something that was potentially a negative and it got turned into a positive. And it turned into a positive because of everybody being able to kind of, if there were any barriers, they were all dropped. Again, Reverend Brown, instrumental in taken a clear leadership role when he went down to the park. And he wasn't there to necessarily be the leader of the event. He went to help to keep the peace if there was going to be any problems, and he was going to offer up a prayer, and I think they ultimately invited him to speak. And he wound up really just, he became the leader, very clear. Him and Tim Beardsley, who was the other minister who was there. So I think that's pretty much it. In a nutshell, it was a little worrisome leading up to it, but it played out great. Again, I think it speaks volumes of the community and what we're capable of accomplishing.
And thank you for your leadership. Lois, the only other comment that I have to give is that Wright's AME Church would like to have the street closed on July 30th, which would be Bethel from 12 to 4. They have it up.
July 30th.
From 12 to 4 on July the 31st.
Oh, I understand.
No, what is that Saturday? The 30th, I'm sorry.
Next Saturday, 30th.
30th. And it's a unity day picnic for anybody that lives in Elkton, anybody that lives wherever can come and join in. Very good.
I wanted to commend everyone involved with that walk. I never imagined it to happen the way it did. The police were awesome wherever they were. Chief, command staff, everybody, thank you for what you did. That was wonderful. Commissioner Gibbons, I want to thank you for all you've done. Reverend Brown, if you see on Facebook anything and you could see how it ended up, it really was, it was the community coming together. And so I really appreciate everybody involved. And Louis, I'm glad, I just wanted to let everyone know the agreement's been signed for our new lighting for downtown and the police station, I believe it was as well. So that's going to be taking place, and I'm very happy about that. And that's all I have.
Fall Fest date is?
Fall Fest date is September 16th and 17th, the 20th anniversary of the Fall Fest. And Dan is shaking his head because he knows. 20 years. I've been involved for 19.
Okay.
Yes. The 16th and 17th. The Neil Diamond will be back on Friday night this year because everybody really liked him, and the Blues Brothers are coming back, and the Piano Man, the tribute to Billy Joel, not the real one.
Better than Billy Joel.
I too would like to thank the police department during the protest or the march. Like I said, Reverend Brown, who really orchestrated the march, who really took leadership, that really said a lot for the community to have somebody to step up and just take control to make sure that things were done in decent order. Commissioner Gibbons, a lot of times you don't get credit, but he's behind the scene for Reverend Brown being there, so he might not say that. But so when you see Reverend Brown, just thanking for what he's done for the community, because I was not able to make it, not that I didn't want to come, or I was coming, but yeah, I was doing some health issues. So, but anyway, I just know that I was kept minute by minute what was going on, and the officers done an outstanding job. And I like the way the community came together, not like on TV, because just because somebody does something on TV don't mean you got to do it around your town, your community. That just shows the support and the love you have for your community. So, Wright's AME Church, I know they were behind Reverend Brown the whole time, so some members are here, I want to thank them. On another note, I'm speaking on behalf of the Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec basketball program has been going on for a couple of weeks. It's been really good, I guess, basketball camp. Kids are enjoying themselves, and I haven't had a chance to enjoy myself. But if only we have our building we can do more. They can only go 4 days a week because the schools are closed on Friday. We point that out again. Their program can't go for the whole week. But anyway, another dagger for the program. But other than that, everything turned out fine. Question was where we at with the lights down the park. I haven't had any feedback on the lights being reversed, turned around, or whatever.
I'll give you a date, probably in the next couple of weeks, I'll let you know.
The Bradley Electric Sprint, and it's a big lift, special lift, special lift, to turn them around. Then we're gonna have Musco Sporting, sport lighting come up and do an evaluation. Yeah, we're
Well, I know that they talked about giving us some feedback on whether it could be done. I haven't heard anything, that's why I'm asking.
yeah, I sent down an authorization.
Okay, all right. Just want to know where we're at with it. Other thing is, again, not just for the mark, but I want to commend the police department just for the outstanding job they're doing on the streets around the town of Elkton, not just one area, but if you notice, they're very visible, they're walking, they're actually taking care of business like they said they were going to do months ago, and I really commend them on what they're doing. And we as the town of Elkton, we can be proud that we have police officers that are in tune to the community, and hopefully we don't fall into that same category as other towns and cities. So I just keep praying that we keep the best officers we can keep on, and I'll leave it at that. Thanks.
Gene?
Yes, thank you. I hope you didn't get hurt playing basketball.
No, I was sleeping. It's bad when you get her sleeping. I was fighting myself. That was just
Okay, I'm just glad you didn't get hurt on down.
sciatic nerve, that's all it was.
No, I was not here Sunday either. I was actually in Baltimore. I was not here to see how it was handled, only through the media and through word of mouth. But Commissioner Gibbons, thank you. And Chief Donnelly, thank you. Job well done.
Thank you.
I just wanted to report to the board, the only thing I have is that I told you when I first came on that I wanted to take a tour. I just want to let you know that I did have that opportunity. Mr. George was more than gracious to give me his valuable time for several hours. We went the perimeter of the town. I have really been brought up to snuff on a lot of new developments and pending issues, so that was good. And then I had the opportunity to come back here and meet with the department heads. That was really appreciated, that they gave me their time. So I want to thank you all for that. And unfortunately, Mrs. Minner was not here, so we're going to catch up and get that done, taken care of. I have nothing else for the board.
So what did you see on your tour with
Oh,
Lois?
that's
That's very glaring from the last time you were here.
Now, I need you, you're going to put me, oh, from the last time?
The last time you sat in that seat
Oh.
until now, because the
All right,
town
what time
has
is it?
changed.
What time is it?
Well, just tell us something.
It was solar panel.
Well, that's true.
That's a biggie.
And a $40 million treatment plant.
Well, I was going in that direction. Yeah, that's a beautiful operation, amazing. Because I'm looking at him going, where's the RBCs? You know, he's looking at me like, we don't use them anymore. So it was very enlightening, very educational, and I really was amazed at some of the development that's going on. Pretty much, I mean, the town is our town, and that doesn't change. It's still a comfortable, clean town, and I appreciate that. But anything that I have stewing in my mind, I think I'd like to bring up at maybe a workshop or something. But
I did have two things that I meant to address after she gets
you
finished.
go right ahead.
You still got a lot of time to talk.
I want to hear about my whole report?
No, I can say I'm glad Jeannie's here because you can see she's all raring to go, all up to snuff with everything, and that's good. I wanted to commend the public work. If everybody noticed down Main Street, the sidewalks getting replaced, and they're really doing a good job. That is one thing I go past every day, and the guys are tirelessly working hard at trying to make sure they get things perfect, not just get it done. They're doing a perfect job. So I want to commend them again, public work. And also, if you notice, Wawa is coming up faster than we think. down on Route 40. That's gonna light that corner up a heck of a lot than what we getting wished for. And hopefully we get a couple of those other abandoned buildings down, and then we'll be on a roll. So I just want to bring that up. Thanks again, Public Works.
Yes, sir.
Dan, thank you very much. DPW played a nice role for us leading up to Sunday's event. They went through the town and took up benches, trash cans, some barricades that were around, in addition to sprucing up out in the parking lot too, painting lines and cutting the grass and everything. But they helped us out tremendously. I appreciate it.
At this time is an opportunity for anyone in the audience to come and address the board for any issue, any nice comments, anything that you want to present. We just ask that you sign your name at the back. There's a sheet of paper there. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Mary Beth Snydowski-Cole, and I'm here because I've got some more good news. Seems to be enough good news. So as you all remember, back 18 months ago, we had the opportunity to have a national TV show come to our town. And it's been exciting because the first couple months we were getting people driving off I-95 to come to see our town because of this TV show. And 18 months later, we still get one or two people that show up in the restaurant, the pharmacy, and they want to meet a family member or someone who's involved in the show. But we've gone global. We are now getting emails because our show is airing down under Good Day in Australia. And we have actually had 60 email responses from the Aussies who love our town, who love our what we did here. And I think it's great because our town has now gone beyond the Maryland borders, beyond the seas, and now they're seeing us all over the world, and they're seeing this great town. So I know, it's exciting. So, you know, we're really lucky and we're really blessed to live in this amazing town. And what you guys talked about with the chief, I want to say as a business owner, thank you. You guys are amazing in blue, and we love you to death. And it's just an honor to be here and have a business, and then to get these comments that we're getting from the furthest distance away that we could be, that people are seeing us and seeing this great town that we live in, and I think it's phenomenal. So I just wanted to come and share that with you tonight and let you all know, okay? So, great week.
Thank you.
You
Thank
can
you.
still watch it on demand.
Yeah, it's on demand, it's $1.99 to see the show.
Are you allowed to sell copies?
No, you actually can, for $1.99, it's all yours. No, I didn't get it, that's a TV show.
Is there anyone else that would like to address the meeting? Andre and Kathy, I'm glad that you're here. They're my church members. I don't know why you're here, but thank you anyway. And anybody else, I don't know, glad that you're here.
They're here to pray for you.
Pray for me.
Listen, we'd like to comment, the state highway, if you had noticed, had a contractor replacing all the sidewalk along 279 between North Street and Bridge Street. All that old crumpled up sidewalk, they're replacing all that sidewalk. So when you start school, there is a good sidewalk there.
Is the cone still on the North Street Bridge today, or has that been removed? I know there was Dan.
Still there.
It's still there?
They're doing some concrete work, fixing concrete cracks and holes in the bridge.
Hearing nothing further, the meeting is dismissed.
Thank you.